All right, Josh. Thanks for meeting with me today. So, what did you want to discuss today? What's going on in your life?
Bigotry.
Bigotry.
Lots of it.
Okay. So, can you give me an example of something that's happened recently in your life?
Well, ever since a young age, I was one of three white kids in an all-black school.
Mm-hmm.
I got treated very poorly by students and teachers.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, you can't really help how people are brought up, but yeah, like some people are really shitty. They see you have white skin, they're like, oh, he's different.
Mm-hmm.
Let's tear him down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got bullied. I came home with black eyes. They never really did anything, but it also helped me in a way. They saw I was getting bullied every day, and they pushed me into gifted and talented program,
Mm-hmm.
which I wasn't gifted or talented. I'm not that fucking smart. They just threw me in there. I failed every single test, and they're like, oh, well, screw it. Let's send him anyway. So they send me to a school that's more predominantly white, and I get there, and I'm bullied all through that because now I'm the only poor kid in an all prominently rich society of
Mm-hmm.
children. So they picked on me every day. I got bullied. I got suspended several times. Sometimes my story didn't meet up because they were all friends. They all lied to get me in trouble even more. I dealt with it. Nowadays, I get treated poorly more by upper class society white people because they're bigots. They see the way I look, and they just assume I'm trash even though I work harder than most of them.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's a bigot. Like, it doesn't matter what color skin you are. It matters about how you're brought up and stuff like that. And most people have poor values and poor judge of character.
Mm-hmm.
They look at you and just want to judge you straight from that, whether it be you being white, whether you're black, covered in tattoos. That doesn't say you're a fucking criminal, but some people, they're just like, you look like trash. Like, I'm gonna treat you as such.
Mm-hmm.
Like, especially when I had my car accident,
Mm-hmm.
when EMS showed up, even though it wasn't my fault and I'm dying in my car, they're like, what kind of drugs are you on?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just getting off work. It's 30 at night. Like, I'm trying to go home so I can eat dinner. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and you're treating me like I'm a drug-riddled thug.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not right, and that's a City of Longview personnel, like he's supposed to be helping the public, and he's sitting there saying I'm on drugs. When there's a lady that's not even paying attention, barreling into me at 55 miles per hour, and they're treating her with utmost respect, and she's able to walk out of her tank of a vehicle. She just almost killed somebody,
Mm-hmm.
falsified documents, and yet I'm the criminal.
Mm-hmm.
Like, everybody's a bigot, and it just sucks. It is what it is. You just gotta deal with it. Try to love fellow man and fucking kick the other ones away.
So, with your experience, and it sounds like a tough experience. Like, you went through a lot of, tough times with being probably the only the only white kid in your class, to going to a class where you were with other white people and still had the same situation of being bullied.
It's just because you're brought up differently. If you're different, people see that and they will belittle you and tear you down limb from limb until you can't stand it anymore. It's
Mm-hmm.
fucking terrible, but if you overcome it, become better than them. I mean, I do better than most of the people I went to school in there,
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't have a problem with it, but they did tear me down quite a bit, but you just gotta overcome it.
Mm-hmm. So, do you think your experience helped you
Oh, yeah.
relate to other customers? Because I'm sure, like I know with your job that you have now, you deal with a lot of different
Yeah.
demographics of people, and
Well, I mean, I love everybody, but then again, I hate mostly everybody too. So,
Mhm.
I know how to fake it. You just gotta treat everybody else with the utmost respect. Once they leave, you can hate them all you want. Just don't do it to their face. Don't be disrespectful.
Mhm.
I don't care for a lot of people, but
Mhm.
I mean that if you just gotta treat everybody with love. You can't be mean your entire life.
Mhm.
If you didn't like them, wait until you get home. Complain about it all you want, and then tomorrow's a new day. Start over.
That is true. Now, do you find when you're out helping, or even when you're out, whether you're shopping for groceries or whatever, do you find that you kind of judge people sometimes based on their looks, or do you just have an open mind?
No, I
about-
don't care. When I go out, I'm just trying to get my stuff and get out of there. I'm not trying to look for other interactions. People come up to me all the time because they recognize me. I don't want to talk to you. I'll say hey, but I'm not on the clock. I'm gonna have to go.
So you're more of a loner now than you were, or well, probably you've always been a little bit more of a loner, kind of keep it to yourself more or less.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
And then just a few close friends that are
Yeah.
in your trusted circle.
It
Okay.
works that way.
If things could have been different, like do you think if you would have went to a different elementary school where it wasn't predominantly black kids, do you think it would have been a better experience? Not necessarily the
Like Richard.
the magnet
kids,
school that you
know.
went to, but like just a regular, like an in-between school. It seems like you went from one extreme to the other. If you would have went to just a basic,
I mean, it might have been. There would have been other people like me, but I mean, you can't really dwell on the past. I mean, it could have made a difference. It could have impacted me differently, but at the same time, I mean, who's to really say? It could have ended up all the same way. I could have just been that weird kid.
Well, it seems like you've conquered a lot with with the past that you had. It seems like you've come to a better, more relaxed way of dealing with things than you were in the past.
Yeah, and then like when I was bad, like when I didn't have a lot of friends, Mom would put me in like those extracurricular activities, baseball and stuff. And it was fun, but I'm terrible at sports. So everybody hated me on the team because we're back 10 points and it's all my fault.
Was this the Little League games where like everybody just barely hits the ball? Those kind of games? Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah,
it was all
except I didn't hit the ball.
Yeah, well, and I'm sure you're not the only one. Everybody was learning the sport at that time, right?
I mean, I made sure there was somebody just as bad on the team with me. If he was getting better, I'd have to drag him down. I'm like, hey man, you're gonna have to stay down here with me. I can't have everybody on my back.
Right. Now, when she put you in some of those group things, like I think you said she had you in the baseball and some other things. I think. Did you ever meet any friends that like became like your friends later on, or just?
No, not really.
Not really?
No, never really became friends with any of them. I do love baseball now, and that probably has a lot to do with it because I do have an understanding of the game.
A little bit better than you did back then?
Yeah. I did get made fun of in that as well because I had football pants instead of baseball pants on. Oh man, they tore me a new one on that. I got picked on every chance I got.
Well, so it sounds like because you weren't exactly like them, that you didn't fit into the stereotype of what they wanted you to be. You were always kind of the outsider.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I dealt with it.
Yeah.
And got out of there and did my own thing. I don't talk to any of them anymore. Well, I keep up with them on Facebook because I think it's funny that half of them are either in jail or have a failing business. So I mean, who's to say anything? I have a successful business and I did have to deal with hell, but fuck, I made me a better person. I know how to deal with failure a lot better than them.
So the harsh experience actually made you stronger. It's like it created you had this resilience inside of you to bounce back despite the odds.
Oh yeah, you fail, and if you don't get back up, you just stay at the bottom, and you can't do that. And then if you've seen how bad it can get, then really, it can't get any fucking worse. It's like, it can only get better from here. As long as you have a positive outlook on things, you can overcome pretty much whatever. And that's pretty much how I feel about it. I deal with bigotry every single day and don't really care. It is what it is. I can't change people's minds. I can try, but at the end of the day, they're going to think what they want to, and they have reason to believe that, whether it be the way they were raised, brought up, or maybe even a traumatic experience. People are who they are. It's just the way our society is.
Gotcha. So when you experience bigotry from other people, how do you handle it? Do you react to it, or do you just kind of walk away from it?
It depends on how heated they get me.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Most of the time I walk away because that's pretty much it. But if they say something too far over the line, you gotta let them know that they're fucking wrong. You gotta sit down and be like, hey man, that's just not right. And if they keep going and try to get me more heated, then it's not worth it because I see what they're trying to do. They're just trying to break you down and make you as miserable as they feel.
Right.
That's normally the case. It's sad, petty people that want to bring other people down to where they are. That's pretty much how I feel on that.
Okay. Well, it sounds like you've got a great way of handling some of the bigotry that you face on a day-to-day basis, and so very, very good.
Try to.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Appreciate your time.
Not a problem.
All right.